Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. We are here for our free training inside the For Busy Moms Fitness, Nutrition, Mindset, and Accountability community. As a reminder, I go live the first Thursday of every single month. I don't think there's been a month we've missed in quite a long time. And if we do miss it, I just move it to the next week if there's travel or a holiday that pops up. But for these free trainings, we do change the topic from month to month. Sometimes they align with the Empower Her Wellness podcast episodes. Sometimes they're completely just on their own, things that I want you to be aware of, start thinking about. It's also anytime I'm doing one of these trainings, it's not just learning and giving you information, but it's also teaching you how to stay accountable, how to take action, and how to actually move that needle forward. And today's topic is all about how we can stop starting over in every season of life. So I work with a lot of moms, a lot of busy professionals, and when we move from this summer to fall, fall to winter, or kids go back to school, or we go on vacation, we come home from vacation. All of these are transitions. And anytime I'm having someone come back from one of these transitions, something that I hear all the time is, I feel like I'm starting over, that I'm starting over every single time. And if that is how you're feeling, it means that you do not have a solid foundation underneath you, that no wonder you're going to feel that way, because you are doing really good during the time when you finally get the routine going, and then you go on vacation or school changes or whatever it looks like, and you don't know what to do. You're like, how do I keep doing the things I've been doing, but maybe at a lesser scale? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Is we're going to dive into how you can start taking action now and things that you should be doing on a regular basis, whether you are traveling, whether it is summer, fall, winter, you are at Thanksgiving party, Halloween party, Christmas party, whatever it is. Things that you need to continue to do every single day. And the importance of not just knowing what to do, but doing them and tracking your progress so that you can see, am I doing the thing? Am I not doing the thing? When does it happen and when does it feel easy? And when am I doing it and it doesn't feel easy? And when am I just not doing it at all? Because those are the three categories. We're doing it and it's easy. I'm doing it because I know I have to, but it's kind of hard for me to get it done today. And then there's I'm just not going to do it, or I can't do it. So, as we move into it, I'm going to share three things that I want you to be focusing on every single day. And if you're like, I'm already doing these, what is my next step? I will give you next steps, because I know there are some of you that are tuning in that are like, okay, Morgan, you've taught this, I've implemented it, but now what? So, I will give you next steps if you are there. If you are not there, I want you to pull back to the basics and go back to the three things that I'm going to be talking about today. The goal is that we do not wait till after the new year to start taking care of ourselves, start prioritizing. This is the time of the year as we kind of roll into Halloween that, okay, we've got a few good weeks, and then like it's a mad rush to holidays, to parties, to all of the things. And it's wonderful and it's great. But we tend to be the last people we take care of, especially if we have not built a foundation that allows us to keep doing the things that we have turned into habits along the way. So, with that, I have a few spots open, 3 spots open actually, for our 90-day Kickstart program. That if you want to start now before the holiday season hits, I've got room for you. We can get you started as soon as Monday. And when we do that, it would then be 90 days of full immersive, getting you into the habit and routine, building your foundation, auditing your food, really getting you deep doven in. And you will also have the accountability from me because it's a one-on-one program. You have support from other women around you, but you get all of the one-on-one coaching to me, and it's all from me, and it's 100% customized. So as you're listening, if you're like, oh, Morgan, I just need that accountability, I want you to check in on me multiple times a week or every other week or once a week, whatever that looks like. We've got different levels of accountability within that Kickstart program that I can be there for you to say, hey, how's these things going? How did it feel? Was it on that easy, no brainer, I can do it in a heartbeat? I'm doing it, but it's taking some work, or I'm just not doing it. And having somebody else, an outsider's perspective, look at it. So let's dive in. If you have interest in that, drop Kickstart in the comments below and I will send you a message and we will get started. Like I said, I've only got 3 spots. So drop the word. If there's more than 3 of you, before we even move forward, I'm going to make sure we're a good fit, that what you're looking for, we can work together on that. If not, I'll be honest and I'll say, nope, I don't think this is the best option. I think this may be, or this may be, and I'll give you advice from there. So if you have any interest, drop Kickstart in the comments below. So, as we get into it, there are 3 things that I need you to be doing every single day from here on out. So, number 1 is I need you to be drinking water. And for women, we need to be aiming between 60 and 90 ounces of water. So, if you are somebody who is like, I don't know how much water I drink, before you go and start trying to drink 60 to 90 ounces for the next couple of days, just track how much water you're drinking. If you've got a nice water bottle, and you're like, oh, this is 30 ounces. Okay, how many do you drink? Easy math. If you're somebody who actually drinks like out of a cup throughout the day, put a sticky note next to that cup. And every time you refill it, put a little tally, just get a generalization. The reason is our goal is 60 to 90. And if after you track for a few days, you realize you're there, awesome. You are already doing the thing. And the more you can get closer to those 90 ounces, the better. So slowly work your way up if you are closer to the 60. Maybe we are tracking though, and we're realizing that I'm only getting 30 ounces of water. Getting a whole nother water bottle in can be really challenging if you're not used to it. So if you are somebody who is getting less than that 60 to 90, I recommend figuring out where your starting spot is and increasing by 10 ounces every week if you are able to consistently hold that goal. So for instance, if I'm starting at 30 ounces, I've tracked my water for a few days, I'm starting at 30 ounces, my goal is to get to 60 to start. Okay, I'm going to add 10 ounces. For the next week, I'm going to focus on getting 40 ounces of water every single day. I'm going to track it. When we work together, we use an accountability app where we put your actions in and you actually get to tell me when you've completed or not. There's a bunch of free habit apps out there. Feel free to download any one you want or keep it simple. Mark it on your calendar when you do it. Put a little smiley face. When you don't, put a frowny face. So with that, once you've done 40 ounces for a week and you've been successful, then you can bump it up to 50, so on and so forth. Slow and steady through that. So that is number 1 thing that you need to be doing every single day, whether you are traveling, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Thanksgiving, whether it is a normal day in your life, you need to be getting your water in. That is going to set the foundation for your health. The second thing that I need you to be focusing on is movement. And I call it intentional movement because it's not, especially in this beginning phase of that foundation and setting yourself up for success and building this habit, it doesn't have to look like strength training 3 days a week, cardio 2 days a week, stretching 1 day a week. Like it doesn't have to look like that. But I want you to do 10 minutes of intentional movement in whatever way feels best for you and your body. So that could be 10 minutes of strength training. That could be a 10-minute walk, 10 minutes of biking, 10 minutes of dancing. That could be doing yoga, tai chi, some mobility work. Doesn't matter. As long as it's movement, that is what matters to me. Same thing. Start tracking your progress. Notice, okay, I'm doing well. And you're going to notice that there's some days where you hit that 10 minutes and you want to keep going. Keep going. It's not because I tell you 10 minutes, it doesn't mean we get to it and like, oh, come to a halt, we're done. No, if you feel inclined to keep going and you have the energy and you have the time to do it, please keep going. But that 10 minutes is there for Christmas, Thanksgiving, those holidays that are coming up where we know our time is limited. We're in the morning, maybe on those really busy days, it's you just waking up 10 minutes earlier to stretch for 10 minutes or to go outside and walk for 10 minutes. And then you're coming in and you've got your movement in for the day if nothing else happens. So yes, I have goals for you to have longer strength workouts, to have longer cardio sessions to get that steady state cardio in. I have goals for that. But in all honesty, so many of us don't even have the foundation to move 10 minutes a day consistently and to build that habit and to get disciplined in doing these smaller things that I can give you these big goals. But if I'm asking for 30 minutes 3 times a week and we can't do 10, how do I expect you to do that 30 if we can't even fit 10 in? So that is the number 2. Water, 10 minutes of intentional movement every single day. Like I said, I don't care what that intentional movement looks like as long as you are moving your body and you are putting your phone down to do it. So you are fully engaged in the movement. And then number 3 is kind of a two-parter here. And that is going to be, I want you to be focusing on getting a palm-sized serving of protein. So when you hold up your hand, palm size here, thickness and size, or kind of a deck of cards, whichever visualization is a little better for you, at least a palm size serving of protein at each meal. So if you eat eggs in the morning, at least 2 of them would be that palm size serving. For chicken, just kind of put it on your plate. Steak, same thing. So keep some of that in mind of, am I getting for at least my 3 meals a day? If you can get it every meal and snack, fantastic. But for right now, can we get it at least our 3 meals a day? And are we getting that size? Are we getting comfortable with being able to visually see, okay, I have enough, or oh no, I should probably get a little bit more of that. Because when we fill our plate with protein, and this is part 2, veggies first, our body is going to thank us. 1, for fiber. 2, it's going to make us feel full and satisfied. 3, it's going to help level out those blood sugar spikes throughout the day. So that palm-sized serving of protein, super important. That other thing that's really important, like I mentioned, is that vegetable intake. So we want 2 fist-sized servings of veggies a day. So make a fist, put it on your plate. When we think about that, if you're like, I don't eat any veggies, start with 1. Start with 1 fist-sized serving of veggies every day. Get really good at that. Track it. Same thing. Say, I did it, I did it, I did it, I didn't. Okay, why did that not happen? Well, I was traveling and I did not think ahead. Or, I ate at home and I just didn't have any. I didn't have any canned, I didn't have any frozen, I didn't have any fresh, I didn't have any veggies on hand. So that would be the other thing. Thinking through why something didn't happen so that you can plan better for it the next time. But if you can do these 3 things every single day consistently, you are going to be successful. The 2 things that get people hung up here on these is they get going and they feel good. And then they have a day where they don't do one of these things and they feel like, I failed. Oh, well, I'll start over. No, if you drank some water, but you didn't get that full 40 ounces, make that note of that. You drank water. Perfect. That's a win. Did you hit your ultimate goal? No, but that's okay. We made some progress towards it. Same with that protein intake. Maybe you got it at 2 out of your 3 meals. Wonderful. Okay, how about that veggie? We got 1 out of our 2 servings. Things like that. Like, look at it as it's not an all or nothing. I got 5 minutes of movement in instead of 10 because that's just what I could get in today. Focusing on these 3 things every single day, you will see a difference. The hardest part, though, is keeping yourself motivated and keeping yourself in check of when you don't hit those goals, like I just mentioned, where you fall short, even though you still did the action, but you fell short of that ultimate goal. That's okay. That is where a support team, that is where an accountability partner and a coach like myself comes in. And that is where we will start in the 90-day kickstart is we will look at those actions. How are we doing there? But then we will grow and we will literally deep dive into your food. What are we doing well? Where can we see some changes that also do not force you to give up the things you love, does not force you to give up your wine, your beer, your pizza, your cheese, your ice cream, whatever it is. There's a way to make it all work. It's just about being really conscious, but it takes time and energy and a lot of times an outsider's perspective to help us see these things that when we look, we're like, oh, it's not that bad. But when we look at it day after day, an outsider's perspective can really open our eyes up to things. So remember, drop Kickstart in the comments below if you're looking for accountability and you want to maintain, not gain this holiday season. You want to start implementing things before the holiday season instead of after the new year when everybody does it and everybody jumps on the bandwagon and everybody stops 3 weeks in. What if we get you started beforehand so that you feel confident throughout the holiday season, the busiest time of the year? That if you can do it during the busiest time of the year, you can do it any time of the year. In all honesty, I used to run a Commit to Your Health program, and I'm not running it this year. Instead, we're doing the Kickstart, and I'm offering just a few spots in that because I want that one-on-one approach. I want us to be able to deep dive and have these conversations and move that needle forward. So as you are working on these 3 things, 10 minutes of intentional movement, 60 to 90 ounces of water, and palm-sized serving of protein at each meal with 2 fist-sized servings of veggies every single day. As you are working on these, anytime you do good, I want you to reward yourself. Not in, okay, I'm going to go have a sweet treat, but just say, wow, I did the thing, and see how many days you can do it in a row. You will notice how that gratification it feels. And you're like, hey, I'm on a 5-day streak, or I'm on a 2-day streak. Like for some of you, getting a 2-day streak is a huge deal because you are somebody who you have a good day and you have a bad day. You have a good day, you have a bad day. Slowly working your way up. But then noticing that if you get to a 7-day streak and day 8, you miss your water goal. That's okay. Because the same thing I just said is if you're drinking water, you may not hit that goal. But if you can look back and say, well, I didn't hit my goal of 60, but I drank 30, you are still moving towards that goal. It is not a fail. So keeping some of that in mind as we build habits and you build the foundation and you can do these things without having to think about it all the time. You've built the discipline, you've built the consistency. From there, then we get to build, we get to add longer workouts, we get to add different types of movements in, we get to dive into that nutrition a little deeper and say, hey, I see there's a little excess sugar over here. Can we make a swap to help keep us a little bit more fueled and satisfied throughout the day rather than, oh, I feel drained at 3 o'clock every day. There's ways to do this throughout the holiday season. I promise it's not like, hey, I've gotten to this point, the end of the year is done. Okay, well, I'll just wait. Stop waiting. Drop Kickstart in the comments below so we can work together, so we can figure out what your life and your plan needs to look like so that you can be successful, not just now, but honestly forever. There are going to be small tweaks that happen over time, but once the foundation is there, everything else is just really small. So remember, habits and consistency is what is needed to build a foundation for you to be successful, for you to stop feeling like you are starting over every day or every week or every month or after every vacation or in between each season. Create a routine, create habits that you can do every single day, no matter what life looks like. 10 minutes of movement, 60, 90 ounces of water, protein and vegetables each day. Doesn't it seem simple enough? It is harder than you think. So go ahead, try it out. Let me know in the comments once you do how you're tracking your progress. And remember, if you'd like some help tracking your progress and being held accountable, drop Kickstart in the comments below and I'll reach out to you and we'll set up a time to talk to see if working together is even an option and how we can make this the best option for you. So have a great rest of your day, everyone. Make sure to check out the new EmpowerHer Wellness podcast today called the Power Hour. It's a tool I've been using to get more done and to be more effective throughout the day. So go ahead. I will add the link to that podcast below. Have a great rest of your day and I will talk to you soon.